Hello, welcome back to your new moon in Scorpio inner child card reading with the deck by Isha Lenner and Mark Lenner. I will also be using the Romance Angels deck by Doreen Virtue because we are in a new moon in Scorpio, and Scorpio has to do with passion and sensuality. So it is a good time for us to do a reading with the Romance Angels at the end of the card deck. But as I was saying in my first video, the format I'm going to use for today's reading is called the Rainbow, and it uses 7 cards. So each of the cards represents a different aspects of our healing that is required in our journey. So the first is the physical, second emotional, third mental, fourth spiritual, the heart, 5 the future mental, 6 the future emotional, and 7 the future physical. So this is how I'm going to be using the deck today for the reading. So I'm going to shuffle the cards and pray over them that only positive healing energy comes through for our journeys right now. And I'm going to pick the first 7 that pop up for me and ask the Holy Spirit for guidance for our journey and to help us heal our body, mind, and soul in perfect alignment and harmony. And where do we need to focus our energy for our healing? So it looks like this is going to be the first card. Keep shuffling. You never know what's going to come up next. Looks like this is going to be the second card. This is going to be the third. So we have 1, 2, 3. Looks like this one, 4. Oh, 2 cards, 5, 6. And for the last one, what is going to be our guidance? This is number 7. Perfect. So, following the guidance in the book, the first represents our physical. So we get the Wizard in the first, representing the physical body. So as I was saying, we have the Guardian Angel in the second position. The third, we have the 6 of Crystals, which is fantastic because this is very congruent with what we had in last month's reading. The next one is Jack of Beanstalks. Then we have the Child of Swords. Guardian of Swords. Lots of swords here. Oops. And the 7 of Swords. So if we look at our reading, the first and the last one correlate, and the seconds correlate, and the 2/3 correlate, and the Jack and the Beanstalk will be at the pinnacle. But I'm going to read the book to really get a better in-depth reading for everyone before going into it any further. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we have the Wizard in the first position of the physical body. So it appears as though The Wizard is also a major arcana, so it appears as though we have an element of becoming more traditional or allowing the physical manifestation of our spiritual beliefs to become more 3D, practical, physical in nature. And then we have the Guardian Angel, which is also a major arcana card, and it's symbolized of temperance. And so it's under the emotional side to us. So we know that our emotions are being tempered, I guess you can call it, or at least they're being helped through our guardian angels, through our connection to our, spirituality in some way. So that's how our emotions will be helped or have been. The Six of Crystals is coming under the mental side of things. So it seems as though we've been working hard and mentally we've become quite exhausted. But, I think I'm getting the sense that this card is more, there are rewards that we're awaiting to reap, that we have worked hard, but now we're going to be coming to a point where we're going to be reaping the rewards. Now, for the highest card under number 4, the spiritual and the heart synthesis, is the Hangman. The Hangman, or Jack and the Beanstalk, as we have it here, is representative of being patient and surrendering to the greater will. It's also symbolic of Christ consciousness. And so this is no coincidence that we have it in the heart at the top of this rainbow here, because it's a symbol of the astrological change that we're awaiting to come at the end of November, when Chiron and Neptune that are in Pisces move direct. And Pisces is symbolic of Christ consciousness. And just like the Hangman, or Jack and the Beanstalk here, you can kind of say that he's surrendered to his spiritual destiny and has to be patient with others. And so this is what's the root of, or at the heart of the matter, quite honestly, is that there is this need for surrender for our brothers and sisters, and to let go and let God, as they say. So this is why this card is coming up. And then in the future positions, we have 3 cards with swords, okay? And swords have to do with the mental body. It all has to do with our thinking. And so under the mental, emotional, and physical, we have the 3 swords here in the future position. So in the future, our mental will be having not to be like Pinocchio, not to lie, to remember the lessons that we learned, to look at ourselves in the mirror. In the emotional, we have the beautiful Archangel Michael here. This is the Guardian of Swords. This is Archangel Michael watching over our emotional state of being. And also when we have to surrender, or when we are having to be patient with others or with the situation, we can call on Archangel Michael and help us in our future endeavors. And then in the last position, we have the physical body, which is the 7 of Swords. which is attributed to taking the time for quiet contemplation. It could be also for higher learning and knowledge, going back to school or learning some sort of new awareness. And so in the future position, we definitely have a huge emphasis on the mental side of things. And so if we look at the arrangement from the physical past and present or future position, we can say that the physical, physically, we will have to go into more quiet contemplation about what we have learned here. We have learned something from somebody wise, and we will have to contemplate how to bring that into reality, how to bring this into our physical lives, how to make things practical, how to bring this wisdom into practical life. Here, again, this is very congruent. We have two angels in the emotional position. We have the guardian angel in our past, our connection for years in humanity. There are, many traditions believed in guardian angels protecting us. And, in our future position, we have Archangel Michael also with the sword of truth protecting us, with this beautiful rose of love defending us. So our emotions are very protected by higher spiritual beings or our higher connection to our soul. So this is beautiful. And then in the mental past and future, it's, we're like, when are we going to get our payoff? When are we going to reap the reward? Well, the Child of Swords in the future. So the Child of Swords in the future position wants us to be very humble, wants us to know not to lie to ourselves or to others. And if and when we do reap the rewards, to do so humbly. And that's why we have Jack and the Beanstalk. And that's why we have the Hangman or Jack and the Beanstalk or Christ consciousness at the heart of the matter, because it wants us to humble ourselves. It wants us to surrender to, the greater will. And that will help us accomplish whatever we want to accomplish and to get the healing that we need, like a rainbow, beautiful rainbow. So for any soulmates out there or twin flames, I also wanted to pick a card for love that may be coming towards us and how we can best approach love and our sensuality during this time. Any healing energy that we can receive. And it looks like this card wants to come up. It says religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And so this is significant about letting go of anything society has taught us about our spirituality. Let go of, so it says to let go of, societal religious beliefs and just let love guide you, not how society structures love or how religion structures love, but just let your heart lead you. And I think that's a really good ending. So I wish everyone a beautiful new moon in Scorpio, and to really dig deep and surrender and to let love be your real guide, not religion, in all that you do. I think that's a really beautiful way forward for us all. So thank you for tuning into Starlight Wellness. Please like and share my page. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. I wish you many blessings. Take care and much love.